Okay, I'm going to talk now about keeping your focus, being inspired in this changing music business while you're aging out of it. Okay, so let's say when you start and if you're lucky enough, when you start playing, you get in a band like a really long time. Your first band, your first second band, you start doing well. Things are going great and everything, and you get a lot of gigs. And then a band member gets married or things start to change. The venue, your home club changes hands, you start losing gigs, and next thing you know, the band breaks up. Now this is normal. This is what happens. So you get started, and then this will keep happening over different things. And then maybe you'll keep playing. You start doing sessions, or you start playing spot jobs if you're a working musician, and you get good at that. You keep going, but then like your contractor that hires you. Um, Stops calling you or gets out of the business, and then you keep going, things change, but if you're able to adapt, you adapt. And then eventually, if you stay in the business long enough, all your fans start to die off, all your contractors start to die off, and then you're left you know in a music business like now that's been changing so drastically that you don't know what you're going to do, and pretty soon it gets to you, and you're like, man, I can't go on. This is just horrible. I don't have any work. Blah blah blah. There's no, people stop coming to clubs, and then next thing you know, you're paralyzed. Well, you don't really need to be paralyzed. I think, like all this worry comes along and you start to forget what you really like about playing music. So, and you start thinking about different things. How do I compare to this person? Why does this person have that gig? Why do I have no gigs? I have gigs, but I want more gigs, and it's an endless cycle, and you forget about the music. So what I'm been trying to get across here is the best way to get re-inspired is to go back to the music and just start going over stuff again, like stuff you haven't figured out, or something you really like that you never um, figured out, or you never learned a just special song or whatever. And if you start doing that, you'll find, I think, that you get inspired, and the next thing you're back at it, and then you can worry about all that other stuff later. Especially because most of that's out of your control. You can't control calling you. You can't control if a club closes. You can't control if all your fans are now, don't go to clubs. They haven't been to a club in 10 years or whatever. So I think the best thing to do is, if you want to stay active in music, is to start playing. Don't get paralyzed by the situation. I know it's hard, but a lot of people over the years would come up to me on my gigs and go, "Oh man, I used to play in the band, and I had a band when I was in high school, but I haven't touched my horn in 30 years." I always tell them, "Look, it's not too late. Like, you can still find a lot of good in music, even if your situation is bad. Like, start playing again. You know, and you might really get something out of it this time." And I find that you're able to figure stuff out that you couldn't play before, and that's really comforting in itself. It's not going to help you necessarily get more work, but it'll make you appreciate music again, which is something that a lot of people or musicians that get burnt out, you know, they don't enjoy the music anymore, and that's kind of sad, especially when you're on a gig and you're with guys that are looking at their watch and when's this gig over? I mean, I think the best way to uh, you know get re-inspired is just to start playing. So it's my 2 cents worth. If you get down and and things aren't going your way, you can always find solace in your horn, your axe or something. So there you go. 2 more cents.